From the earliest dynasties along the Yellow River to the rise of communist rule and the country's emergence as a global superpower, we begin our journey in the heart of ancient China, along the fertile banks of the Yellow River, where around 2000 BC the Xia dynasty emerged. Although its existence is a subject of debate among historians, the Xia dynasty is believed to have laid the foundation for Chinese civilization. Following the Xia dynasty was the Shang dynasty, which flourished around 1600 BC. He implemented sweeping reforms, centralizing power, standardizing weights and measures, and introducing a uniform currency. The Han dynasty, which lasted from 206 BC to 220 CE, is widely regarded as a golden age in Chinese history. The capital city of Luoyang became the largest in the world, renowned for its grandeur and urban planning. But as the dynasty progressed, internal conflicts and external threats took a toll on the empire's stability. The Song rulers were adept at maintaining law and order, while minimizing the use of force. Under the Song dynasty, China became the world's wealthiest and most populous nation, and introduced innovative practices such as the use of paper money and a sophisticated banking system. The Ming emperors were of Chinese descent and initially enjoyed popular support due to policies promoting Confucianism and restoring traditional Chinese customs. Famous for its grandeur, the Forbidden City became the imperial palace during the Ming dynasty. The Qing dynasty's efforts to resist Western encroachment through the Taiping Rebellion and the Sino-Japanese War resulted in immense loss of life and territorial concessions. In response to these defeats, the Qing government initiated a series of reforms known as the self-strengthening movement, aiming to modernize certain aspects of the military and economy to resist Western imperialism. In 1949, the People's Republic of China was proclaimed, marking the establishment of communist rule. The following years witnessed the implementation of radical socialist policies, including the collectivization of agriculture and the Great Leap Forward, an ambitious program aimed at rapidly industrializing China. It faces new challenges such as income inequality, environmental concerns, and an aging population. Despite these issues, China remains a dynamic force, continuing to invest in infrastructure, research and development, and asserting its influence in international affairs. While intended to improve living standards, the Great Leap Forward resulted in widespread famine and economic hardship. From the humble beginnings along the Yellow River to the modern-day metropolis, China's story is one of constant evolution and transformation. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and stay tuned for more historical adventures. Let me know in the comments which era of Chinese history fascinated you the most. And if you'd like to continue exploring, check out these related videos. Until next time, keep learning and stay curious. The rise and fall of dynasties, the embrace of foreign influences, and the unwavering pursuit of progress have shaped China into the nation we know today. As China looks to the future, it carries with it the wisdom and experiences of its 5,000-year history, ready to embrace the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. The Ming dynasty is also celebrated for Zheng He's voyages, massive maritime expeditions that explored vast regions of Southeast Asia, India, Arabia, and East Africa. The following decades were marked by civil war and Japanese aggression. The Second Sino-Japanese War between China and Japan was a brutal conflict that devastated large parts of China and traditional elements from Chinese society. The movement's violence and disruption had lasting consequences. After Mao's death in 1976, China began to transition towards reform and opening up under the leadership of Deng Xiaoping. Economic reforms introduced special economic zones, attracting foreign investment and transforming coastal cities like Shenzhen into manufacturing hubs. China's accession to the World Trade Organization in 2001 further integrated it into the global economy. In 1935, Mao Zedong's communist forces defeated the nationalists in the Long March, a strategic retreat that established their legitimacy as a major force in the war effort. But as the dynasty continued, corruption, peasant rebellions, and the Manchu threat posed significant challenges. The Song military, although not as expansive as previous dynasties, achieved notable victories against nomadic invaders. The Qing emperors ruled over the largest contiguous land-based empire in history, encompassing vast territories from the Pacific Ocean to Eastern Europe. During the early years of the Qing dynasty, the Kangxi Emperor and Qianlong Emperor's reigns were notable for territorial expansion, economic growth, and cultural achievements. The empire's borders reached their greatest extent, incorporating areas such as Taiwan, Tibet, and Xinjiang. However, the Song dynasty's reliance on a strong centralized government proved to be its weakness as regional powers gradually gained autonomy. The last Song emperor was captured in 1279, marking the end of the Song dynasty. Natural disasters, economic hardships, and the activities of rebel groups culminated in the fall of the Eastern Han dynasty in 220 CE. The Yuan dynasty facilitated trade along the Silk Road and introduced innovations such as the use of the compass in navigation. But as the dynasty progressed, its policies favoring Mongols over the Han Chinese population led to discontent, contributing to its decline. This period of turmoil, known as the Three Kingdoms era, gave way to the rise of new powers: the Jin, the Southern and Northern dynasties, and the Sui dynasty. It was during the Han dynasty that the Silk Road, a network of trade routes connecting China to the West, flourished, facilitating cultural and economic exchanges. However, the Sui dynasty's downfall was swift due to unpopular policies and peasant rebellions. In 618, Li Yun, a member of the aristocratic Li clan, established the Tang dynasty. The Tang dynasty, spanning from 618 to 907 CE, is celebrated as another golden age in Chinese history. Its inclusive policies encouraged people from various ethnic groups to settle in China, contributing to a diverse population. The Tang dynasty witnessed the flourishing of poetry, painting, and art, with renowned figures such as the poet Li Bai and the painter Wang Wei. Empress Wu Zetian, the only female emperor in Chinese history, ruled during this period, leaving a lasting legacy. Towards the end of the Tang dynasty, canal conflicts and the An Lushan rebellion caused significant instability, leading to its collapse in 997. Inventions like paper, gunpowder, and the compass were developed, contributing to advancements in science and technology. The dynasty's territorial expansion under the rule of Emperor Wu of Han brought many non-Han peoples into the Chinese sphere of influence, contributing to the formation of a multi-ethnic empire. By the end of the Western Han dynasty, the vast territories were divided among various factions, leading to a period of instability and fragmentation. To protect China's borders, he initiated the construction of the Great Wall, an ambitious defensive structure that would become a symbol of China throughout history. However, the Qin dynasty's oppressive policies and excessive taxation led to widespread resentment and the dynasty's demise. In 206 BC, the Shang kings held immense power and were considered the lords of the heavens. They are renowned for their bronze casting skills and for developing one of China's earliest writing systems. The Shang dynasty's decline began around 1046 BC, marking the end of an era. Yet it was during this period that a new philosophical tradition known as Confucianism took root. This ethical and philosophical system profoundly impacted Chinese society and continues to influence many aspects of Chinese culture today. As the Shang dynasty crumbled, the Zhou dynasty rose to prominence around 1046 BC. The Zhou rulers claimed the mandate of heaven, a divine right to rule granted by the gods, which they used to legitimize their authority. During the Spring and Autumn period and the Warring States period, China was fragmented into several independent states constantly at war with each other. This era saw the flourishing of various schools of thought, including Confucianism, Taoism, and legalism. Legalism, an authoritarian philosophy advocating for strict laws and punishments, gained prominence during the Warring States period. It deeply influenced the first emperor of a unified China, Qin Shi Huang, who established the Qin dynasty in 221 B.C. Qin Shi Huang's reign marked a significant turning point in Chinese history. In its wake, two new powers emerged, the Han dynasty and the Qin dynasty. However, the Eastern Han dynasty that succeeded in 25 CE ushered in a new era of prosperity and cultural achievements. During the Sui dynasty, a remarkable feat of engineering was accomplished with the construction of the Grand Canal, a waterway linking the northern and southern parts of China, which facilitated trade and communication. The following Song dynasty is remembered for its economic growth, technological innovations, and cultural achievements. In 1271, Kublai Khan, grandson of the Mongol Emperor Genghis Khan, founded the Yuan dynasty, incorporating large parts of Central Asia, Mongolia, and the Korean peninsula into the empire. In 1368, the Ming dynasty was established with its capital in Beijing. By the late 1600s, the Qing dynasty, founded by the Manchu people, was established, marking the beginning of a new era in Chinese history. However, the 19th century brought profound challenges. China's defeat in the Opium Wars against Western powers exposed its technological and military backwardness. In the early 20th century, the Xinhai Revolution, led by Sun Yat-sen, overthrew the Qing dynasty, ending centuries of imperial rule and establishing the Republic of China in 1912. After Japan's defeat in World War II, China faced a renewed civil war between the nationalists led by Chiang Kai-shek and the communists under Mao Zedong's leadership. In the 1960s, Mao Zedong launched the Cultural Revolution, a chaotic period aimed at purging capitalists today. China stands as the world's second-largest economy and a major player on the global stage. As we conclude our journey through 5,000 years of Chinese history, we are left in awe of the resilience, adaptability, and sheer determination of the Chinese people. Thank you for joining me on this journey through time.